From the boxing ring to your podcast station, here are the three guys that talk nothing but boxing. Ricky, Enrique, and Juan!
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Boxing Talk. My name is Juan. I'm today's host, and alongside with me, I got the usual guys with me. I got Ricky,
What's up, Juan?
and I got Enrique.
What's up, Boxing Talk?
Guys, we had an exciting weekend. Upsets, I would say, on my end. But before we get into those fights, because we always do recap at the beginning of the episode, we always like to announce our social medias. You can always follow us on Instagram at Boxing Talk Podcast, and you can also follow us on Twitter at Boxing Talk Pod. And you can also now follow us on our YouTube channel at Boxing Talk Podcast as well, or Boxing Talk. Usually will come up there as well. You guys got anything else to add?
No, you covered it all, Juan.
Yeah, and fuck allergy season. Dude,
Yeah,
I'm
and
suffering so bad.
And then it rained today.
Oh my god.
That's why I'm wearing a
dude.
sweater weather today.
Yeah, me too. Like my windbreaker.
Yeah.
My eyes are itchy. I'm sneezing. I hate it, man.
No.
You sure it's not COVID?
Hang in there this episode, Rick. We got you, man.
I know how much. Yeah.
But let's dive into our fights that we had this weekend, guys. We had an exciting fight. The first fight being taken place in Argentina. You got Gustavo Lemos versus Lee Shelby. How did you guys see this fight? Let us know, Kike.
So quick recap before Compa lets us know what he thought too, and you too, Juan. So Lemos won via fifth round TKO, and he improves his record to 28 victories, no defeats, with 18 knockouts now. Lemos did knock Selby down once in the fourth, and then he knocked him down twice in the fifth before taking that W. With this win, guys, and let me know what you guys think how the fight went out. But with this win, does this make Lemos a top contender in the lightweight division now? Because, I mean, nobody had really heard of Lemos, honestly. And I had been telling you guys, this Lemos guys is going to be good, but we didn't truly know how good he was until he stepped in there with Selby, who Selby was a former champ. And, guys, he beat Selby up, man. He beat the veteran up. He looked good. What are your thoughts, compa?
I mean, Limos, I think he puts himself up there, compa, but he did. He beat Selby up. Like, I was watching that fight, and he fucking beat the shit out of him. So, yeah, I think he's a top contender.
Está chaparrito, too. He's not that... I mean,
Uh-huh.
Selby's pretty tall. He's like 5'9", 5'10", but it looked like Selby towered over Lemos.
Yeah.
So I wonder if Lemos... Suppose he's 5'7", but I bet you he's like 5'5", 5'4". He's probably like Isaac Cruz height or Tank's height.
But
He's
what do
because
you
he's
think
stocky.
But do you think like he's ready for like a George Cambosos or anything like that?
I don't
Yeah,
think...
nah.
I'd
No.
like to see him more with the other top contenders first. I mean, yeah, was this a great victory against a
Yeah.
older veteran champion, former champ? Yes, great win. Nothing to take away from that. He did what he needed to do in his home country. But I'd like to see him more prove himself against the top contenders before he steps in there with a champ like Cambosis or like a Haney.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, dude, if he takes on the winner of Tank or Romero, or if he can, Teofimo Lopez, but Teofimo, I mean, I don't know why I even threw him in there. Teofimo's going to fight at 140, but technically because he hasn't fought at 140, he's still a lightweight. He's got Vasily Lomachenko, but Lomachenko might be out of commission for a while due to the war. He's got the new guy that we're going to discuss next, Jeremiah Nakatila. That would be a good fight. He could take on the winner of the little people and Isaac Cruz and Yuri Ortiz Gamboa. I mean, they're about his height, so that would be
Yeah,
a good
that's true.
fight. Or he could, I mean, any of those top contenders. And then you got Ryan Garcia, who's going to come back. If Ryan Garcia handles business, that's another fight he could take on. So there's a lot of good lightweights right now. I don't think he's quite ready for the champs, though. What
I don't
about you,
think so
Juan?
either.
I think Nakatila is the one that he should go for. It's just because both of them, Nakatila coming out a great win as well, which we'll talk
Yeah.
about it in a minute. But why not go for those? They both got really good wins this weekend, and they should make that happen. That would be a good fight between them two.
especially since they're both coming off fighting the same weekend, so they both
Yeah,
have the same rest period. So yeah, that would be a good one, and they both got quote unquote upset wins. Um, but going into that, we might as well talk about that fight,
yeah.
Berchelt and Nakatila.
Yeah, so you got Miguel,
Dude, what the fuck?
I
Burchell
know.
versus Jeremiah Nakatila. Nakatila wins via 6 round referee technical decision, um, and improves his record to a 23-2-19. Nakatila knocked down Burchell once in the third round. Man, that was crazy. When I saw that, I was like, "What the fuck is?" I was low key trembling for my record. I was like, "Fuck this motherfucker again." But you know, how did you guys see this victory for him? Does this put him up there, or is he just a contender and up and comer? What do you guys think?
Copa, it's like you said that knockdown that what's his name from
Valdez.
Valdez, the knockdown Valdez fucking
Yeah,
put him like in he was scared. I
yeah,
think. So Nakatila beat the shit out of him, man. I was watching
yeah,
that fight.
dude.
I was like, holy crap, he got beat down.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, to be honest with you guys, and you guys can check our last episode. You can all, you guys can all see that we were very confident that Berchelt was going to win this, and boy, were we wrong, guys. I mean, I don't think many people in the boxing world saw this. I think the only people that believed themselves in winning this fight was Nakatila and his team. But man, he showed out, man. He did what he needed to
Hmm.
do. He took advantage of a guy that was an ex champion. But yeah, like Compa said, man, Berchelt, ever since getting knocked out by Valdez, which was a
Hmm.
nasty knockout, it won knockout of the year for many people back in
Hmm.
2021. It seemed like that just was in his mind, dude. It was in his mind, and he fought scared, dude. He wasn't throwing punches. Nakatila was just battering him. I only gave Berchelt the fourth round prior to the knockout, so I mean, I think this makes Nakatila a top guy in the lightweight division now, guys, because Nakatila, just like Berchelt, moved up in weight too. They were both 130 pounders. They both moved up to 135. So if Nakatila stays at 135, he's a major player now because now he's taken on
That's true.
Shakur Stevenson. So yeah, he lost to him, but that's experience right there. And he took on former champion Berchelt and beat him up. So that's two guys on his resume already that he's taken out, or not taken out, but fought at least because he lost to Shakur, and that's one of his two losses there. But hey, like Juan was mentioning earlier, why not put Nakatila against Limos? These are two guys that just made a name for themselves in the lightweight division. Why not face them against each other to see who comes out better out of those two? And then if you win, whoever wins that, face the next best guy. You know, because the lightweight division is stacked, guys. It's got some dogs in that division. You got Cambosis, you got Haney, you got Lomachenko, you got Ryan Garcia, you got uh, multiple guys on that tank. I forgot Tank. You got Georgio Diaz in there still
Mm.
that is a major player. You got Isaac Cruz. I mean, the lightweight division is golden right now. So hopefully all those guys can mix together and give us the fans some good fights. Um, and we'll see. But I would like to see Nakatila Limos.
Yeah, I think what Juan said right there was perfect. Like I would
You
like
know,
to see that too.
I had also forgotten about Georgio Diaz, man. And that
Yeah,
a good fight for him to come back would be taking the winner from Ryan Garcia against his opponent right now. I think that would be a
Tego.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see,
So you
dude.
never
I
know.
mean, it's not impossible, especially since JoJo is with Golden Boy, Ryan Garcia is with Golden Boy, and it
Emmanuel is
would be
too,
another
right?
good measuring. What happened?
Emmanuel is usually working with
I'm not
Golden
sure. I
Boy.
think no. I
No?
think Manuel to go is with Lou DeBella. He's
Oh,
with the same promoter as Cambosis, I think. But
Hmm.
yeah, we'll see. I mean, and it would be a good measuring stick, pending that Garcia handles business. It would be a good measuring stick for Garcia on how Haney did against JoJo and how he does against JoJo.
Hmm.
Because, and not only that, it would be Ryan Garcia's first ever former champ that he faces. So
yeah,
it would definitely be a step up fight.
definitely. And then we got our final fight here for the weekend, an exciting one. Ricky was excited for this one. So, Ricky, let us know about this one.
Dude, First of all, Tim Sue, man, I was so surprised that he got knocked down. He got
Yeah.
knocked down. He got knocked down, but got up and was able to work the body and came out victorious. So Tim Sue wins via unanimous decision and improves his record to 21, 0, and 15 knockouts. Gasha knocked down Sue once in the first round. That's when I was surprised. I was like, "Holy shit, Tim Sue got knocked
It
down."
was like a straight left, wasn't it? Just a straight
Yes,
like a jab, I think, and it knocked him on his butt. And
yes. So
I
the
was like, oh crap.
Yeah. So the judges scored the fight 9-3, 8-4, and 7-5, all for Tim Sue. Um, but then Tim Sue came back in, and I was watching the fight, and he was working the body. He was
Yeah.
working his body, fucking broke him down, and came out victorious.
He
That fight
landed.
was such a good fight.
Yeah, dude, it was a really good fight. Um, I think it looked closer than what it was. Ultimately, I had it, guys. I had Gasha, or I don't know if it's pronounced Gasha, or they were
Gausha?
saying Goucher. I think.
Gusha?
I think
Oh,
Goucher.
Goucher? Oh,
Goucher won the first 3 rounds for me, and I was getting worried because we all went Tim Sue. I was like, damn, Goucher's really giving it to Sue. And after knocking him down, I'm like, damn. And then from the fourth round on, Tim Sue just stepped it on and showed why he's champion material, why he's ready to take on the champs. Um, but yeah, dude, I had the fight 9-3 for Sue. That's what
yeah.
I had it. So I agree with the judge that had it 9 rounds to 3. Um, but yeah, man, I mean, what should Sue do next now that he's finally made his United States debut? I remember when we first started this podcast, guys, when we were talking about Tim Sue, we would always say, dude, he needs to come over here and fight already. This is where he's going to make his money. This is where he's going to face some of those top 154 pounders. And he
You,
finally made his US debut.
You know, but like the announcers were talking about, him being ready for Jamar Charlo or whatever. I don't think he's ready for Jamar Charlo though.
I
I,
don't know. I
I,
mean, every fight style is different. I think he's ready.
you think so?
He has a chance to win, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just it goes more to than just skill. The guy has the mentality of a champion
Yeah,
too. This guy's just a dog, man. I mean, we'll
yeah.
see though. I mean, he's
Oh,
still young.
he is
He's
the
he's
dog.
in his prime. He's only 27, 28 years old. He's entering his best physical prime years. So we'll see, man. It's all about chances here. I mean, I
Yeah.
definitely think he should take on the winner of Charlo Castaño too.
Hmm.
That's the next step for him. He's ready.
No,
He's a top contender, and if he can't
I,
get that,
I,
then you
I
got the other
agree with you,
154
Copa.
guys.
I agree, 100%. But I don't know if he's ready for that. It's just my opinion.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
see. We'll see what happens with Tim Tszyu.
Like I said, I think he's ready, but I don't know that he wins. I don't know that he
Yeah,
wins, but he definitely deserves a shot at least. We'll see.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, there was one fight that we didn't, recap for, or well, we didn't at all even preview for for last week. So I want to mention this before we get into the news and dive into the news, guys. So we do have this fight. At It was pretty exciting. I kind of freaking saw it, and it was really exciting, guys. You got the Josh Warrington versus Kiko Martinez. One that we didn't preview at all, like
Oh,
I
the
mentioned,
rematch.
the rematch, and you have Josh Warrington defeating Kiko Martinez via seventh round TKO and becoming the new IBF featherweight champion. And so he improved to a record of 31, 1-1 with AKOs. What do you guys think about this?
Dude, I texted Enrique today. I was catching up today, and fucking Kiko Martinez, dude. Like, if that fucker, if the ref wouldn't have stopped it, he would have continued fighting. He would have continued. I know that it's funny that Kiko lost, but Kiko has heart. Kiko would have kept
Yeah,
fighting, and I'm a fan of Kiko. He's cool. I
yeah.
like him.
I mean, guys, we going into this. I mean, he
Yeah,
gave a good fight, but we knew as soon as Kiko won his strap, we knew he was going to lose it to
yeah,
somebody. We knew he
yeah.
was going to lose it to one of the top 126 pounders, unfortunately. But hey, he got a chance to win a strap at what 35, 36 years old. But yeah,
Hmm.
setting him up with Warrington, and Warrington's not even a knockout guy. Like I said, this was his eighth career knockout in 33 fights, and he knocked out
Hmm.
Kiko. I mean, Warrington did knock down Kiko once in the first round, Kiko unfortunately suffered some cuts over both eyes and on the forehead. Meanwhile, Warrington, guys, he did suffer a broken jaw. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh, I didn't know
He had
that. Yeah.
a nasty broken jaw.
They posted pictures and like videos of each other on social media, on ESPN
Yeah,
ringside as well. Dude, those Warrington's face is all freaking beat the fuck up, and then you got Kiko's
yeah,
face with stitches on the eyes and
yeah.
everything, and you're just like, what the hell? It was a
Yeah,
dog fight, man.
Juan, looking at the photos of Warrington, I was like, Jesus, that guy needs to go see the dentist.
Oh my god.
And he
Man,
got beat
but
But
on.
yeah, yeah.
after fighting so much, getting that many blows to the face, I don't think the dentist will help much for him, man.
I don't
I
think so
think,
either.
dude, I think Kiko needs to retire, man. This He's not knowing him. He's not gonna want to, but he needs to retire. These
And
are the
come
kind of fights he's gonna start getting beat up. Honestly, like we said it before, the Kid Galahad fight, that was his. He was getting beat up that fight too,
yeah.
and then he got one lucky shot and won it. But yeah, man, I don't know. I
But
think he should retire.
did you notice even his team, like the ref was like with the Vaseline?
Yeah,
They called him out so many times, like, "Hey, fix the Vaseline,"
yeah,
between rounds.
exactly.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Jeez. But what do you guys think? I mean, does this put Warrington back on the map or what? Because I know after his loss to Lara, we kind of like put him down in our rankings. Um, but what do you think? Does this revive his top contender stat? I mean, he's a champion. He's not even a contender. Does this put him at the top still though?
No, I don't think so, man.
I
Because
don't say
look
I'm
at
not saying he's number one, but does this put him amongst the top 126 pounders?
I wouldn't say the top just because he didn't defeat anyone that was that hard to defeat, man. Come on, it's Kiko Martinez. Freaking
Yeah.
Enrique's son could beat his ass too, man. So it's like really. Uh, I think that honestly, I do think that he is considered one of the top guys, but he shouldn't be a champion as of right now. He should
Well,
take.
honestly, they went for the weakest link, dude. They went
Yeah.
for the weakest champ, which was Kiko. I mean, who do you guys think Warrington should fight next, though? Should he try to unify? Because he can try to unify against the winner of Mark Magsayo against Rey Vargas. Whoever comes out the winner there, that's for the WBC belt. He could take on Leo Santa Cruz, who's the WBA super champion, or he can take on who I think is the number one guy, Emmanuel Navarrete, who's the WBO champ. I mean,
I
would you guys
just
want to see him against one of those guys or against a
I,
contender?
I would like to
obviously
see him with Leo Santa Cruz.
Oh, that's a good fight.
seeing
Yeah.
champs versus champs is always the fight you want to see. But I
Yeah.
have to agree with Ricky. I want to see it against Leo Santa Cruz. Navarrete would be too much for Warrington. If Lara kicked his ass, Navarrete would fucking wipe the floor with him, man.
And that's the thing too. That now that you mentioned Lara, I mean Juan, like he could go for the trilogy fight against Lara, but you know he
Yeah,
don't
but
want that Lara
yeah,
smoke, dude. I
he
mean
doesn't.
that's a top contender right there. He could either go for the trilogy against Lara. Not only are the champions good, dude, the 126 division is stacked too. You go for the trilogy fight with Mauricio Lara. You could go against the UK fighter Isaac Dogbe or Lee Wood, who just beat Michael Conlon. Because if he can't get Santa Cruz, it's going to be because Lee Wood is going to face Santa Cruz, because you got Santa Cruz who's the super champion and Lee Wood who's the regular champion. So those two might duke it out, or because Lee Wood is part of the zone, they might put Lee Wood versus what's his name, Warrington. Or he's also got, let's not forget, guys, we also got Gary Russell Jr. Yeah, he lost, but
Oh,
Gary
that's
Russell
right.
Jr. is still a good fighter. I
Yeah.
mean, he only really lost because he was fighting one handed. I think he could have beat Mike Sayo, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of options at 126. But yeah, I'd like to see him against any of the champions. Whether he faces Santa Cruz, that's a good fight. Whether he faces Navarrete, that's a good fight. Or he faces the winner of Maxayo Vargas, that's all good fights. That's my first choice. Take on any champion. You can't get that, then face one of the top contenders. Don't go on like some of these other champions do, and they want to take a break and they take some no namer that they look good against.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, take on a champion.
Yeah. But moving on forward from fights, we always do like to go into our boxing news. But before we do that, we always like to do at the end of the month. We like to always pick our top fights and our top KOs of the month. And then for this month, it was March, the month of March. So we do have several fights and several KOs actually this month. So we are gonna pick from a couple, and those are from Jose Ramirez versus Jose Pedraza, Chocolatito versus Julio Cesar Martinez, Lee Wood versus Michael Conlon. You got Sonny Edwards versus Mohamed Wasim. Then you got Regis Prograis versus Tyrone McKenna. Then you got Jose Cepeda versus Francisco Perez. David Abanesian versus Euskadi Metz. Then you got Gustavo Lemos versus Lee Selby. Then you got Jeremiah Nakatilia. No, I'm just kidding. like versus Michael Burchell. And you got Tim Su versus Tero Gausha.
Michael. Dude, I was gonna clap for you because that would have been the first time ever you go through an episode pronouncing fighters' names correctly, but you fucked it up at Michael Burchell.
I was doing it for you guys. I know you guys were
Yeah,
gonna get pissed.
sure. Jeez.
I was trying to
Yeah,
slip it in to see if you guys would catch
yeah, sure.
it. um, but obviously it was not Michael. It's Miguel Burchell. But from those guys, Ricky, give me your guys' favorite fight and favorite KO.
Dude, I think my favorite fight for this one, I like Chocolatito. That's a fucking small guy that fucking can punch like a rabbit, man. So Chocolatito versus Julio Cesar Martinez is my favorite fight. My favorite KO had to be Jose Cepeda versus Francisco Perez. That's my favorite KO for this month.
Nice. That was that was a second round KO, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, compa?
My fight for my favorite fight, guys. I always like to pick the ones that I feel was most competitive. The one that was close was. So my favorite fight was Ramirez versus Padraza. That was a close fight. I think it was a close fight till the end until finally the last 2 rounds Ramirez took it. Um, that was my favorite fight because it was competitive. Chocolatito, like you said, compa, good fight too, but it was very one sided for
Yeah.
Chocolatito. I mean, that's not Chocolatito's fault. He's a beast. But I always like the competitive fights, so I like Ramirez Pedraza. And as far as favorite KO, I like the Wood knocking out Conlon. He knocked him out of the ring. Um,
Oh,
thank God Conlon's good now and he's good to go. But he literally knocked him out of the ring, guys. So that was my favorite fight. Ramirez Pedraza. Favorite KO was Lee Wood knocking out Conlon.
Yeah, I have to agree with the KO as well as with the Enrique. I think the Conlon versus Lee Wood was just, man, that KO. And then Ricky and I were here like shitting bricks, thinking that we're gonna take an L with this fight, but at the end, he came back and
Lee
took
Wood pulled it off.
that victory. Yeah, man. And I think for my favorite fight for this month has to be Jeremiah Nakatilia versus Miguel Burchell. Just the way he showed up, and Miguel didn't even show up at all. I think we
Dominated
saw a
him,
new
dude.
guy, so that would be my favorite fight. But guys, moving on forward, we do got some news on, the states of how we are with Anthony Joshua and uh, Usyk. Um,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, guys, we don't know yet if it will happen or not. But we got some word from Eddie Hearn saying that if this fight were to happen, it should happen in June after the cultural minister of Ukraine has given permission to Usyk to leave the country. What do you guys think about this?
So not only did he give him permission to leave the country, Usyk pretty much came out saying he's in training camp already for this fight. Um, the word is that it's supposed to happen sometime in June, maybe late June, mid June. I don't know. Some June fights are already being taken up. There's still obviously some dates in there available. There's June 11th available. There's June 25th available. So those fights are coming up. Hopefully it does happen in June. But yeah, they're both in training camp. And then Anthony Joshua, remember, did he put on Twitter, on Instagram? Point is, he put on a social media of his, he put announcement comes soon.
oh, I
So
think it was Anthony Joshua.
yeah, so
I think so.
hopefully that means he's gonna announce the fight official soon, but we'll see. I mean, it's looking on the bright side, guys, that it is gonna happen. So if that happens, I mean that's great news. We get to see
Not
another good top heavyweight
now
fight.
with with that, like it brings another topic for me on my end. What do you guys see the difference between Alexander Usyk and Lomachenko? Do you guys think that he should have stayed like Lomachenko, or do you think he's taking the correct decision?
I mean, to be honest with you, there's no right or wrong. It's always damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Hmm.
Regardless of the decision you make, people are always there's always going to be people out there that say you're right or wrong for things. I mean, if it seems like the Klitschko brothers are at least backing Usyk on this because they need somebody to lift their spirits in a time of grief. They're in war. They're suffering uh, from hunger. They're suffering from violence. They're suffering from multiple things. All the terrors that war brings. I mean,
Hmm.
to be honest, I can't be one to judge and say this is the right or wrong thing to do. Whatever's best for Usyk, if he feels this is the best thing for him to do, that's the best thing for him to do. I know Usyk decided to fight, Lomachenko decided to stay. So, I mean, we'll see, man. I don't know. As far as being selfish and being a boxing fan, I like this decision. But as far as for the country of Ukraine, that's up to them to make that decision.
Man, and then we still got more news from Eddie Hearn. Um, Ricky, I think you're
Oh my
excited for
God,
this one
Juancho.
because it's your favorite
I
fight.
I am excited.
You got Andy
It's
Reese
not that it's
versus
a
Luis
favorite fight.
Ortiz.
Yes. So per Eddie Hearn, Andy Reese versus Luis Ortiz is in the works for a possible fight to be made. So what do you guys think about that, compa? I want to hear your response to this. You're not the biggest Andy Reese fan.
I mean, don't get me wrong, man. It's like kind of with Ryan Garcia for me. I like him and I don't like him. He is a top fighter, but I think he's highly overhyped. And
Hmm.
what made him highly overhyped was because he beat Joshua. But after that, dude, it's like, has he really stayed disciplined? I don't know. I mean, Canelo called him out. Canelo called Andy Ruiz and Ryan Garcia
Ryan
out,
Garcia,
saying
yep.
that they're not disciplined. So I agree with Canelo. I mean, I don't think Canelo. I don't think it benefits him to lie about something like this. So I don't see why he would lie about something like that. That Andy Ruiz lacks discipline. But as far as discussing this fight, Ruiz versus Ortiz, that's a good fight. I don't see
That's a
why
really
not.
good fight.
It's they're both about the same height. They're both about the same weight. And why not Ruiz take advantage of an aging top heavyweight contender and make himself look good to that way he says on his resume that he beat another top heavyweight. It's a good fight. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna watch it. Of course I would watch this fight, but I don't know. I'm kind of over Ruiz, but I'll still watch
See,
it.
see, but the thing about this is it's the same thing with the last fight Andy Reese had. With Arriola, we said the
Yeah,
same thing. He's aging, he's old, this and that. Arriola fucking proved us wrong and almost beat the shit out of Andy Reese at some point,
yeah.
and
Yeah, he
rocked
But
him
did.
in certain
look how
rounds.
Ortiz looked against Martin, dude. Ortiz got
Yeah,
fucking rocked.
yeah,
That was a good way to start off the year. I think there was what 5 knockdowns in 3 rounds or something.
That was the first
Yeah,
fight of
yeah,
2022, no?
yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly. Yeah,
remember
remember
that
yeah,
shit. Yeah.
Ortiz looked fucking shaky. So I don't know. We'll see how Ruiz can take advantage of that. Or you never know. Ortiz that could have been a wake up call for Ortiz. Said, "Fuck, I gotta improve here," and it might make him better. So that
Yeah,
way
yeah.
he's probably like he probably took that fight for granted or something. I don't know. We don't know how his training camp went or anything, but maybe that changes Ortiz and says, "Hey, I got to wake up and change this. I'm not going to get knocked on my ass again." So I mean, Ortiz has been knocked on his ass by Wilder twice, and he got knocked on his ass by Martin. So Ortiz is used to getting knocked down now. So can Ruiz do the same to him? I don't know. We'll see.
yeah. But speaking of another exciting fight that's coming up, and I think this
I don't
is
know
one of
about
going to
coming
be.
up, Juan, but it's rumored.
It's
I hope
coming
it
up,
comes
man.
up, but I don't know. I don't know about
It,
coming up, but
I think
go ahead.
per my phone calls that I've had with my associates,
Yeah, sure.
it's coming up. You got Jaime Munguia versus Daniel Jacobs. In talks for a fight in the
And,
summer. Maybe
and,
June through September, anytime through there.
and Daniel Jacobs has been absent for a while, no?
Well, no, remember he fought John Ryder? He
Oh,
lost to
shit.
John
Okay,
Ryder
okay.
recently.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
yeah. He
Oh,
fought in
okay.
London.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right. He did. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Jaime Munguia with this fight. I don't know. I feel like Daniel Jacobs it's going to be a tomato camp for Jaime Munguia, in my opinion.
I don't think it's a tomato can. I think it's more so like a measuring stick for him because look at
Yeah.
the resume of Daniel Jacobs. He's had
Yeah, oh
Canelo.
no,
He's had
yeah,
all
for
those
sure.
top guys there. It's like this guy has fought all the top guys in like most of the divisions, and Jaime Munguia needs to prove himself still. He needs to
Yeah,
still get a title bout, and this is going to be a great fight for him. I think it's
I
such a measuring stick for him and more of a lesson to him than a tomato can.
and I agree, Juan, because a lot of people can say, "Oh, Jacobs is spent," but look at Jacobs' competition. This is
mm-hmm.
why he's been taking some L's or some tough fights because Jacobs fights top guys. I mean, who would you rather Mungia fight, Jacobs or a guy like fucking Demetrius Ballard, who he just defeated? Who the fuck is Demetrius Ballard? Like,
or a
come
guy
on,
like
man.
or a guy like
Mungia
Rosado.
needs to, yeah, yeah, exactly. Mungia needs to step it up and fight former champs because as of right now, Mungia only has two former champs that he's faced, and that was Saddam Ali, who defeated Cotto, and then Liam Smith. That's the only two guys he has on his resume. All the other wins that Mungia has, and it's not to say Mungia is not talented, guys, because he's doing to these guys what he's supposed to, knock them out early. But it's time you grow up, Mungia, and take out real fights. And if hopefully, even though some of us say Jacobs is spent, hopefully he does get this fight because this is a good measuring stick fight to see if he truly has what it takes. Because if he takes on Jacobs, like Juan said, Jacobs has been in there with Triple G. He's been in
Mm-hmm.
there with Canelo. He's been in there with top contender John Ryder. He's been in there with Peter Quillen. He's been in there with some of these top guys, man. And yeah, Mungia, unfortunately, he couldn't get the Charlo fight. That would have been a great fight for him too. But hey, the next best thing is Jacobs. Now, my other question is, guys, what do you guys think? Is this fight going to be at 160? Is Jacobs going to go down to 160 again? Or is Mungia going to go up to 168? Now, let me know your thoughts on that if this
I
fight
think
happens.
I think more so Munguia goes up to 168 after seeing him in the last fight and how he almost fucking fainted.
I
And
was the
you
same
know
thing.
he's too
Yep, yep.
he's
Yeah.
he's too big for that fucking division now. I think he should go up to 168. I think he's gonna move up there. Jacobs will not go down, man. Jacobs is too old to
Yeah.
to keep cutting down weight. So I think he'll stay
Yeah.
at 168 and it'll be a 168 bout.
What about
To
you,
me,
compa?
to me, it's like who's the A side. You know?
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, who's
That's
the A
tough to
side?
say.
Yeah.
Well,
So
as
I
of
is
think
now, you
though.
Jacobs
gotta.
gonna?
I think for marketing reasons, they're gonna make Mungia the A side, but resume wise, of course
Yeah,
Jacobs.
of course,
But
absolutely.
because of the marketing strategy, Mungia's the young undefeated fighter right now. Even though like your casual fans gonna look at his record, wow, Mungia's so great, he has undefeated record. He's like, but yeah, but against who? Guys like
Yeah,
Ballard, come on,
yeah.
man. But
And the
I don't know
reason,
that.
sorry, Koba. And the reason why I say
Yeah,
tomato can Jacobs is just because I haven't seen Jacobs been active. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's not that he's a tomato can. It's just that I don't see him active. I haven't seen him fighting. And right now, Mungia is the guy up. You know, they want to
yeah,
fucking shine the light on him. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But Jacobs, no, my
It,
respect to Jacobs. He's fought a lot of great people.
yeah, he's gonna be a tough fight for Mungia.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
we'll see. Hopefully, this fight does happen, and if it does happen, I can see him Mungia going up to 168 because you guys brought up a good point that uh, Mungia is just getting too big for 160. So maybe
Hmm.
this is a good way for Mungia to start cementing himself at 168 to potentially get a fight with Canelo because Mungia has been chasing the Canelo fight. Um, or you
Damn.
never know. Mungia and Jacobs might meet up at a catch weight just for this fight. Maybe
Yeah,
meet in the middle at 164. Jacobs goes down 4 pounds, Mungia goes up 4 pounds. Maybe they do a catch weight fight. Who knows? We'll see.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but hey Ricky, let us know what's going on with your boy, Teofimo Lopez.
So Teofimo Lopez underwent arthroscopic surgery on his right hand this week in Los Angeles and can't punch for roughly 6 weeks per his manager David McWalter. He also underwent arthroscopic surgery last month for his left elbow. which has never it was never reported. So what do you guys think about that? So he's suffering some medical
Dude, there's
injuries.
so much shit going on
But
in this
he's
guy's
young,
life,
man.
man.
I don't know. He's young. I don't know. Not to talk shit about him, but he's a young guy and he's going through all this shit. Shit, my ankles hurt so much now that I run again. Pero
I
este
mean,
güey tiene como.
I get it, guys. Injuries are gonna happen in boxing. Think about it. You're punching things. You're punching heads.
Mm-hmm,
Your injuries in any sport are gonna happen. But my thing is, this guy, mira, he lost his wife. He lost his belts, and now he's getting injured. This guy's stock is just going down, man. It's
what?
just
He
like
lost his
all the
wife?
bad. Yeah, like well, not
Oh, I
like
don't
to
know.
death. Like he like
No,
they're
yeah,
not
of course.
together.
Yeah.
They're not
Oh,
together.
wow.
Like
Okay.
obviously that's personal. I don't know what it was, but they separated. So he
Oh.
doesn't get to see his child, and then he lost his titles. He lost his credibility there, and then now he never even reported his surgery on his left elbow, and now he got surgery on his right hand. It's like, damn, man. And not only that,
Jeez.
guys, remember the whole lung situation with Cambosis, too. His freaking
Mm-hmm.
lungs. He could have died. Man,
Yeah.
dude, this poor guy's going through a lot of crap. I mean, like we called it, man. He's having the same career Fernando Vargas had,
Yep.
accomplished so
Yep.
much very young, and then as soon as he started facing the top guys, he went. So
Yep.
I don't know. And now they're talking about they might give him a title shot at 140 already. That's complete bullshit to me, guys. Teofimo's, don't get me wrong, is talented and everything, but dude, you haven't even fought one single fight at 140, and you're already gonna get a title shot. Unless you're a guy like Canelo who has a great resume, then you deserve a title shot at 140 right away. But dude, you beat Lomachenko, and you just, especially coming off a loss. How are you gonna give a
Mm-hmm.
guy a title shot coming off a loss? I don't get it, but that's the business part of boxing.
Yeah, I mean, with this guy, I was only a fan of him when I wanted him to upset Lomachenko, but other than that, never really a big fan of him. But wishing him, the best of luck with his surgeries and his health. Hopefully it goes well and he recovers so that we see him in the ring again. But
Supposedly he's
speaking
gonna be
about,
back in June, Juan, but
eh,
that's kind of being too hopeful.
yeah. But speaking about June and speaking about his last opponent, George Cambosis versus Devin Haney have struck a deal for June 5th and a fight in Australia for their undisputed light heavyweight championship bout. So this
Lightweight,
is
quite light heavyweight way.
lightweight lightweight
Light heavyweight's
championship.
175.
Yeah,
Stay away.
lightweight championship. One day he's gonna be there. El
Yeah.
Haney. Nah, just kidding.
Yeah, right. At 175, hell no.
But this is an exciting announcement for us guys because we've been wanting a fight between these two already. It's been too much talks
Yeah.
on Twitter, back and forth. These guys were going at it with something about having the biggest dick and this and that.
Yeah.
But other than that, guys, what are you guys' thoughts on this, and what do you guys think about this fight?
Ooh,
So
I'm gonna love
go
this
for it,
fight
Juan.
if it happens. I would love this fight if it happens, man. I'm a big
No, it
fan of
is.
David Haney.
It is happening.
It is gonna happen, Copa. They signed the contract. It's gonna
Pero,
happen.
compa, tú
Go.
sabes que luego sale el COVID, que la verga, toda esa madre.
Yeah, true.
So if it
La
happens,
verga no sale.
hopefully
It's
David Haney.
So going into more details, guys, the fight will be. So here's. I want you guys to give me your thoughts on this because this means Haney kind of has to break off from Eddie Hearn. Him
Mm-hmm.
and Eddie Hearn were working together closely because now part of the contract was that the fight is going to be broadcasted on ESPN. And although the fight's taking place June 5th out there in Australia, it's going to be taking place here in the States June 4th. So with because June 5th, while it's the afternoon over there, it's going to be, I think, nighttime out here on June 4th for
Mm-hmm.
us. So it is going to be on ESPN. Now, there is a rematch clause only if Haney wins, though. If Cambosis wins, there's no rematch. If Haney wins, there's going to be a rematch, and the rematch will be again in Australia. Now, if Haney wins again for the second time, I think they threw in the deal that for his third fight, it could potentially be against Lomachenko on ESPN pay per view. Um, what are your guys' thoughts on that kind of a deal? that if Haney wins, there's a rematch. Cambosis wins, there's no rematch. And if Haney does win, they have to fight in Australia again. And then if Haney beats him again, then he gets the Lomachenko fight. And
You know,
what are you guys' thoughts on that deal? And what are your guys' thoughts that Haney has to break away from the zone and Matchroom and go to essentially ESPN and Top Rank for this?
if it is true, I think, like he was saying, he's down for any contract. He's down to fight whoever, and he's proving it, on that end. But it's also kind of unfair for him. It's like, oh, if you win, we get a rematch. But if you lose, you don't get anything at all. He has that
Yeah,
last piece of, for that puzzle. You can say the last stone, last
yeah,
belt. So it's like, really, like, why aren't you guys giving him a rematch just in case he does lose as well? It should be on both sides, make it even. But
yeah.
either way, he's proving us that he is all about what he's saying, all that talk that he's saying, that he's down to fight
Mm.
wherever, whoever, to make these fights happen. So
Yeah.
I respect that.
That's why out of the Fab Four, man, the ones that they call the Fab Four, out of Tank, Garcia, Haney, and Teofimo, Haney is my favorite, man.
Yep, yep.
Anytime he said I'm about that smoke, he's proved it. He
Mm-hmm.
took the fight with JoJo when nobody thought he would. He forced JoJo into that position because JoJo didn't want to fight him, and he pretty much got lucky in getting this because Cambosis was looking for Lomachenko. Lomachenko, obviously, doing an honorable thing and staying in his country and fighting that war. So Haney got this opportunity. He's like, I'll take the same deal Lomachenko had. This was the deal. So he took it. That's why Haney, he's my favorite, man. Tank
Yeah.
could be my favorite, but Tank, dude, he's fighting these mediocre fighters, dude. Tank is fighting these mediocre fighters. Garcia's over there busy on TikTok and busy on YouTube, and he's too busy freaking
Well,
pulling out of fights and mental health issues. And then Teofimo's now going down the same path. So Haney to me is my fave out of the Fab Four. And what great fight! I mean, this is for the king at 135, the number one guy. And this is what we talk about at Boxing Talk, guys, that we like to see. We
Copa,
love to see
and
undisputed.
Copa, and I think you brought up Tank, one of my favorite boxers. Gervonta Davis posted on Twitter, my contract up. That's why they want me to fight this clown so bad. And Floyd Mayweather responded stating the following: "Nothing lasts forever. I will always love Tank. He has to do what's best for him. I feel like I've done a great job thus far, building him and putting him in great fights. I'm proud of him." So what do you think about that? Like, are they breaking out? Are they breaking off? Or okay, me,
Well, if
him,
he's
and
saying
Mayweather?
if they're saying that his contract's up, this is probably his last fight with Mayweather Promotions.
Yeah,
And with the way Mayweather responded, he already started it right there. Nothing
yeah,
lasts
yeah,
forever. So I doubt Mayweather is going to re-sign him. And if that's the case, that might be what's best for Tank because Mayweather was trying to protect Tank. Tank
yeah,
probably was on the sidelines. Hey, give me Garcia. Hey, give me Haney. Hey, give me Lopez. As a fighter, you want the best guys. You're not
yeah,
gonna back down from any motherfucker. But
yeah,
Mayweather,
yeah,
was like, hey, follow the same path I did. This is how you make money. So maybe it might be a good thing for Davis because now that Davis will become a quote unquote free agent, he could do whatever he wants. He could fight whoever he wants.
yeah.
So hopefully, if they've broken off and that's what it is, hopefully this is for the better. Because if he goes back on with Mayweather, Mayweather's just gonna keep putting him in against these
So
fringe
protect him.
contenders, and yeah, exactly. Tank in reality, because Tank is the WBA champ,
Mm-hmm.
Tank should be facing Cambosis right now. It
Yep.
should be Tank versus Cambosis, or obviously Haney's the other champ, so Haney versus Cambosis too. And
Yep.
whoever ends up with all the straps there, it should be that guy versus Tank next. But we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see, guys. We'll see what happens. He has to take care of business with Rollies first. And a lot of
Yeah.
people all of a sudden are changing their tone. They're saying Rollies has a shot. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But since we're already speaking on all these Fab Four guys, Enrique, to let us know what's going on with your boy Ryan Garcia.
So I don't know if this is true or not, guys, but when it comes from Chris Mannix, it's probably true. Chris Mannix posted on his Twitter that Garcia versus Tegao has been changed from the 135 division, which is lightweight, to now a weight limit of 139, which 139, why? I don't know. Might as well give that extra pound and make it super lightweight. 139 is still super lightweight. So what are your guys' thoughts on the fight being changed from 135 to 139? That is if it's true. I haven't seen honestly anything come out from Golden Boy or DAZN saying that, but Chris Mannix is saying that, and Chris Mannix works for DAZN.
I
So
just think that for this, it's because Garcia can't cut that much weight, man. He's been out so long.
yeah.
He's too heavy now, and going to a different trainer. He's not committed to the gym. It's all showing what Canelo has said was true. This guy is not committed to working out every day, so he can't cut that weight. It's being hard for him. It's a struggle, man.
I agree with one. I think that's it. It's the pinche Ryan. He's not committed. He's not disciplined. I think that's what it is,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
We'll say obviously when you change the weight is because one of the guys, and in this instance, most likely Garcia, is not going to make the weight. That's if this is true, guys. We don't know. Like I said, I haven't heard anything official from either Ryan Garcia, Golden Boy, or DAZN. But if this is true and it's at 139, man, it's a disappointing. But he was looking a little chunky when he was training with those YouTube guys, Bryce Hall and what's the other fucking dude, the tall white boy, Taylor Lautner? No, that's an actor, huh? What the hell was it?
Taylor
Holder?
Shark Boy,
Taylor-
Shark Boy,
Yeah.
Llama Girl.
Taylor Holder. He was looking like he was 170, 180 back then. So that was a lot of weight for him to cut down to 135. I mean, for a comeback fight, it's not bad to fight at 139, but it's like you should have said that from the beginning. You should have said that the fight's going to be at 139 and that's that. Don't try to tell the fans that it's going to be at 135 and you're going to campaign at lightweight and now you're changing it to 139. It's like now you're pulling shit that Mayweather used to do and even Canelo early in his career used to do with the whole catch weights and bullshit like that. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, even if he has this fight at 139 and if he truly wants to be a champion at lightweight, your next fight, Garcia, has to be at 135. Stay disciplined. If I was like, because he's got a good one of these, but he's not proving it right now. So we'll see. I mean, that fight's coming up in what, 12 days? Yeah, 12 days, guys.
Yeah.
We'll be previewing that fight, and for the first time in Boxing Talk, while we've been doing Boxing Talk, it'll be the first time we preview a Ryan Garcia fight. It's only taken about a year and some change, but it'll be the first time.
Yeah.
Well, we've previewed, but he pulled out. Fucking
Yeah, exactly.
fucking guy.
First of all, pull up.
Oh my God.
But about speaking about pulling out, a man pulls out a gun on Mike Tyson.
Well, what the fuck?
Who was actually challenging him to a fight. So what are you guys' thoughts about this? It was a crazy
Dude, that's
scenario.
crazy. Did you see the video?
Yeah,
dude,
I saw
that's
the video.
crazy.
Dude, so for all our followers, listeners, check out the video on YouTube. Like, fucking Mike was like calm and collected, and then the guy was like, he looked like he was hood, he was a gang member or some shit. And then Mike was like, just come here, and just hugged him, and then he took off.
Yeah.
I was like, what the?
Well,
fuck
it all
just
started
happened?
like this. This random. Okay, so Mike Tyson was just enjoying his evening at a comedy show in Hollywood. He was there to watch. He was there to laugh. He was just at a comedy show. Some fucking random dude comes up. He's like, "Hey, I need to make a name for myself." He's pretty much clout chasing. I need to make a name for myself. Let's fight. Tyson was like, "No, I'm not fighting you. What the hell? I'm not gonna fight you." So then this other guy steps in, and is like, "Hey, get the fuck away, leave. You gotta leave." So that guy, the guy that was like pulling him away, kind of enticed him because that's when he pulled the gun out from his waistband, and then he pointed it at the guy that was telling him to get out and towards Tyson as well. And then Tyson, like Ricky said, was just calm, cool, collected, and he's just like, "Come on, let me give you a hug." Gave him a hug, and that like de-escalated everything. That was
Yeah,
crazy, man.
The guy after, he was just like, man, see, Tyson gets me. He understands me. I was like, bro, no, he doesn't. He doesn't want to get shot, bro. Shut
Exactly,
the fuck up and leave.
exactly. But that's still
That's
crazy,
crazy,
man.
man.
That Tyson just was
Yeah.
like, "Come here," like he didn't fucking flinch, dude.
Bro, Tyson probably would have been like the guy that makes those TikToks where he's like, how to defend yourself, and he's like,
Oh my god! Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Okay,
But since we're already on the topic of speaking about legends and in the boxing world, we have another legend coming back, stepping into the ring
oh
after
my gosh,
promising that
dude.
he was not gonna fight ever again.
Fuck.
Um, Julio Cesar Chavez is supposedly stepping into the ring again against Daniel Zaragoza on May 21st.
Oh my god.
Man. So what are you guys' thoughts about this? Let us
I
know,
don't
Enrique.
get it. I don't get it, guys. Like it always comes to like these boxers never know when to end it. I
Yeah.
think that is his fucking problem. Like, just
Yeah.
stop, dude. You're fine. I don't know.
Like he's
I'm not
made
a fan.
made how much money in the sport, and he's already like, I get it's an exhibition, but dude, you swore that
Hmm.
you swore onto your family that you were never going to fight again. And here he is again. May 21st against some fucking guy I've never heard of, Daniel Zaragoza. And it's like, dude, that's why these old time boxers, they can't be fucking talking shit on these YouTube boxers. You guys are out there doing your thing, fighting at 60 plus years old. Meanwhile, as these YouTubers are trying to make their clout and their money too, you
Hmm.
guys can't be freaking like judging each other. You both are doing the same damn thing. These YouTubers who don't box professionally are fucking doing it, and then you fucking old timers who are way past your primes, 20 to 30 years past your prime, and you guys are still fighting to what? Chase glory still, or for what? What's your purpose of fighting, Chavez?
Hmm.
Like, you were a legend. What's your purpose of fighting? Is it to continue to exercise? Is it to try to chase the glory of the old days? What's his purpose?
Well,
I don't know, man.
in the big picture, compa, you, me, and Juan have never been boxers, so
Yeah.
maybe there's an itch with when you're a professional boxer. Maybe that's what's wrong with him.
I don't
He
know,
doesn't want
man.
to let it go. You know,
That's what I'm saying. He's trying to chase his glory days. Like, once
something,
you've been
man.
all the way at
Jeez.
the top and you have the admiration from thousands, literally hundreds of thousands, even millions of people, it's like it's
Yeah,
kind of hard to just stay out of the limelight.
yeah, yeah.
Kind of
That's
like
true.
Mayweather whenever he promotes his fighters, and De La Hoya whenever he promotes his fighters, those fuckers always have to talk about themselves.
Yep, yep.
Back in my career, it's like, bro, you're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to promote your fighter, not talk about yourself. But
Yep.
yeah,
No, I agree. I agree.
crazy.
Man. But that does it for our news, guys. That's all we have for today. Now we're gonna do our fight previews. So we actually only have one fight for this weekend, and
Yeah,
it's
Juancho, I was gonna say that we've been so busy this whole fucking month, weeks, and now we only have one fight.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
What the fuck?
Well, cause see, guys, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of fights. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's always a lot of fights on weekends, but what we try to focus on boxing talk is the top fights, the top names. Cause why mention the prospect that's 1-0 when you
Oh
can
yeah.
be talking about the guys that are fighting for titles and all that and that are top contenders. So as far as top contenders or champions, yeah, we have one fight, but next weekend we'll have what, three fights I think to preview, because Ryan Garcia will be fighting, Triple
Hmm.
G will be fighting, and
Sheesh.
I think Fundura versus Lubin will be fighting too. So it's gonna be some good fights next week.
Yeah. But for this week, we got Sandor Martin versus Jose Felix, and Martin
El
coming out of
español.
a great victory over Mikey Garcia in his last bout, made a name for himself. And now he's fighting, Jose Felix for a vacant WBA International Super Lightweight, a 140-pound title fight in Palau Olympic Valley de Erbon. Damn, that's a whole mouthful right there, man.
Yeah, I don't even know how the fuck to say that.
Barcelona, Catalunya, Spain, April 1st, 2022, on the zone, 11 a.m. in the morning, as well, when the card starts. Probably the main event, main card, main fight starts like what, like 2-ish, 3-ish around there.
Probably like 2 or 3.
Yeah, so you
And
got,
that's California time, guys. So if you're on the
yeah,
East Coast, the card's gonna start at 2 p.m. So whenever we say times, we're going off California West Coast time.
yeah. Then you got, as your first fighter, you got Sandor Martin, who is number 4 WBA, number 5 WBC, and number 13 IBF ranked. You got, he's 39, 2 and 13. a southpaw, 5'8", with the age of 28, from Barcelona, Catalunya, Spain. His last fight, like we mentioned, was Mikey Garcia, who he took a victory over, a majority decision in October. So he's had a 6 month layoff. Man, I thought that was it was. I felt like it was closer, man. Honestly.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
It took place October, and we're already going into April for this fight. So
yeah,
yeah, it's already
man.
5 to 6 months.
That's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
And then you got Josecito Felix, which is not ranked. He's 39, 5-1 with 30 KOs, orthodox, 5'9", age 29, from Los Monchis, Sinaloa, Mexico. Last fight was Tyron McKenna, which took an L in August 2021, which no notable fighters. What do you guys got? Who do you guys think will win this one? Kike, let us know first.
From
Go for it, Rick. Go for it.
for me, it's Sandor Martin.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Sandor Martin as well. I mean, Jose Felix has fought some top contenders. He's never fought a champion. He's fought some top contenders like Tyrone McKenna, who just lost to Regis Prograis. He's fought Isaac Cruz, who he lost to. So he's fought some top contenders. He's going to be good competition for Martin. Martin finally going back down to super lightweight because when he fought Mikey Garcia, that was a welterweight fight for him, and that was technically at a catch weight at welterweight. But yeah, this is Martin's time to shine. He's fighting in his home country. He's going to get to, I think this is his first time he gets to be the main event for one of his fights. So, what better platform to do it than the zone and in his home country? It's all set up for Sandor Martin to win. It's going to take a huge upset for Felix to win. But hey, we saw this weekend Nakatila pulled off the upset. This is boxing, guys. A fight's a fight. You never know what can happen. And I mean, Felix is not ranked. Felix is not ranked, and but you never know. We've seen worse upsets, so we'll see. You never know. I'm going Sandro Martin all the way, though.
But Jose just liked their picture, so
Oh yeah, exactly. He liked our post. Thank you, Jose Felix. Sorry, man,
uh,
but thanks for the like and thanks for the conversation. We did wish him luck, guys. He did talk to us. That's pretty cool. But hey, man, we got
You
to be
never
true
know.
here. Yeah. I if Jose Felix wins, I mean, I wouldn't mind it. He's fellow Mexicano, but Sandor Martin, I mean, the way he looked against Mikey, he boxed beautifully, won by majority draw. So we'll see how he does against Felix.
yeah. So I mean, I think I will go with Martin as well. So yeah, I think we're all on the same page on this one. And
Sounds
then
good.
to update you guys on the leaderboard, Ricky and I took I think 2 L's this week, if
Fuck.
I'm mistaken. Yeah, we took
Yeah.
2 L's. So I'm at, let's start actually from the bottom to the top. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You got myself with 21-5, and then you got Kike with 19-7, and Ricky with 17-9. We just like to keep this as a way of us, like a little competition amongst us. We've seen it like it's fun. It's something fun for us. We try to pick the fighters that we think are gonna win for that weekend. Um, you see that I picked incorrectly 5 times, Geek is 7 times, and Ricky 9 times. Sometimes we do go with our hearts, and we want to go for the guy that we want them for sure to win. Unfortunately, it doesn't go our way, even though it's obvious that the other guy's in the win. But it's something fun for us, and if you guys want to butt in with us, I know there's people out there that always let us know their predictions for the week, and they always let us know, hey, I think we're going for this one, and we keep track with them on the side
Yeah, dude,
sometimes too.
like that Berchelt Nakatila fight on our poll we did on Instagram.
Yeah.
75% I think went Berchelt. So a
Hmm.
lot of people were thinking just like us, Berchelt. That's why it was a huge upset. The
Hmm.
Selby Limos fight, it was more so kind of 50-50. And then the Sue versus Gaucher fight, a lot of people went Sue. So yeah, you never know, man. That's why we make these predictions. We hope that the guy we pick wins, but it doesn't always go our way, like Juan said. So but it's something fun to keep track of, to say, um, put a little chip on our shoulders and say that we know our boxing, but obviously we don't with Nakatila and Berchelt there.
Yeah,
Oh
seriously.
man. But other than that, guys, you guys can always follow us on our social medias. Like, once again, we do have a Twitter, uh, Instagram, and we do have YouTube. On Instagram, you can follow us at Boxing Talk Podcast. On Twitter, Boxing Talk Pod, and on YouTube, Boxing Talk Podcast. Or search us up just Boxing Talk, and we should pop up there. We did see an increase in our numbers, and we do appreciate you guys listening and watching it to us. It means a lot. We do really do appreciate all of you guys that listen and watch us now on YouTube. It's great and it's fun interacting with you guys on social media. So thank you guys for that. Ricky, you or
Juancho,
Enrique?
didn't we just reach 200 views on one of our videos on YouTube?
Yeah, on our I
Yeah,
think our fourth official video on
That's
YouTube,
cool.
we
yeah, yeah.
we
We're
we
just
have
starting
reached.
out on YouTube, guys. So we're starting. We're hoping we get some clout on YouTube. I mean, we've been pretty consistent on just the audio, and we've been getting good results there. We're hoping for the same on YouTube, and yeah, it's our first 250 plus views for
That's
this last video we put.
crazy.
So that's pretty good, and that's all thanks to Cole. He does great work. Cole, the
Yes. Oh
producer,
yes. Cool.
he does great
Yes.
work of doing the little edits and adding, videos and pictures in there. So great job to Cole, the producer, for a great product
Thanks,
there, and
Cole.
we're always gonna
Hey,
try to improve too, guys.
since the I think the audience doesn't know who Cole is. Cole, whenever we mention you or at the end we give you a shout out, you should like put a picture of yourself with like two thumbs up and a smile
Very
in the
cool.
video so
That's
people know who
that's
you
good. That's
are.
good. Freaking cool.
um, but other than that, you guys got anything else to add?
No,
That's
just
it.
thank
You
you
said it all,
guys.
man.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, so
Thanks,
thank you
guys.
guys once again. Appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
See ya.
Peace.
Have a good one.